100 most influential ought to be -9. It ought to be the top 91. Because the 9 Greeks ought to back out while there's still time. I'm making a suggestion to the Greek connection, even to those in the room. You might be just an alpha or a sigma, or a zeta, or an AKA. You might just be a little Greek.
That's right.
But you're a Greek nevertheless. And soon you're going to see. Because when someone tell me they're going to back up a move on the Boule, the first move you're going to see on every telephone pole in LA is the Greek thing is dead. That's the first move you're going to see. And all the Greeks, the Alpha, the Kappa, the Omega, and the Sigma, show you right. The AKA, the Zeta, the Sigma, Gamma, Rho, and the Delta. They will all be informed publicly. Please do not have a public manifestation of the Greek thing. Don't have a big dinner. Don't have a big reception. Don't put it in the paper that you're coming. Because I suggest to you that we're going to start to visit you at your things.
That's right.
And ask you to prove your Greek thing on the spot. In the back row will be the cameramen, because everyone's going to need to see your faces when we show up. We might dress up like a Greek and act a little Greek so you can get a reflection of yourself.
That's right.
I said clearly, if you remember JFK, when they was running around playing Roman. All right. So we make a suggestion that we're in a process of penetrating a group of circles, and that these circles are webs which are numerous organizations just beyond the Boule. You see, we have done it right here in this room. We have asked members of Greek fraternities to show the handshake to the others in the audience, and on every single occasion they have refused. And that goes to show that even though we may be in their best interests, there is a bridge that will separate us, which cannot be tolerated when we're under attack. We did the lecture Africa 93. We showed that the white man is pushing colonialism without hesitation, and he's saying it publicly and openly. And under those circumstances, deviation can't be tolerated. So some of you who have asked, what can you do, will be asked, can you go to the big white hotels where the Greeks give the other Greeks their money? Can you go down there with me on the night, Friday night, when they got the big dinner? See if we can get some answers for this Greek thing. Hold up some pictures of Greek and ask them which one is their daddy. Or hold some pictures of some fallen combatants or Akibalans or Azanians and ask, do you support the ones that did this? We must confront our people, for it is our people that have tolerated the jam that we're in, and these people are at the top of our people as a guarantee from white people. Yes, the whites guarantee the Boule prosperity and notoriety. I'm telling you, we done put a lot of pressure on these people, turned a lot of them into flat tires. I saw one of the tires blown up last week in the LA Times, trying to put air back in a tire we flattened for supporting the Boule.
Check.
Check. This is the founder of the Boule, Henry Minton. If this was color, you'd see he's light, almost white. Because in the early aspects of the organization, there was a lot of that. Henry Minton is the founder and so-called pioneering spirit. Brother was kind, knowing I needed a point, of the organization Sigma Pi Phi. The head man of the organization is called the Grand Sire Archon. A-R-C-H-O-N is what a member is called after they have been inducted. They're an Archon. He was the Grand Poopah from 1908 to 1909. Then became Grand Sire Archon Emeritus. The Grand Sire Archon is the head of the national boule. The head of the local boule is called Sire Archon. So the head of the LA chapter is Sire Archon. A member in any boule is called just Archon. So it's Archon is a member, Sire Archon is the local head, Grand Sire Archon is the only head, the titular head. The Grand Sire Archon and those other top positions of the boule have absolute and supreme authority over every boule chapter, which are called subordinate chapters. Every subordinate chapter of the boule is compelled to respond to the wishes of the Grand Sire Archon and the executive committee. This is a discussion about what Minton was thinking about in 1904 when he wanted to set up the organization. This is from the History of Sigma Pi Phi. That's the history book of the organization. The History of Sigma Pi Phi. It's written by an alpha named Charles Wesley, who wrote the history book for A Phi A as well. Didn't he? Didn't he? And then the alpha's here. And yes, okay, he did write it, yes. In that, he said, in summary, Minton wanted to create an organization which would partake, in his own words, of, quote, the tenets of Skull and Bones at Yale. Now, in the July 18th article on Skull and Bones, on the boule in the LA Times, and I'm going to show you the original article that we first found on the subject, and I want to show you what it says, because in the article you get the impression. And I just want to, when they say Skull and Bones at Yale, that's what they're talking about. That's the logo for Skull and Bones at Yale. Now, who would want to be patterned after that? Because that doesn't look positive to me. Now, you're already a damn Greek. Now you done went and got some poison. So that's a double header. Okay, I'm looking for you this opening article. Here we go. This is a little hard to see when I'm up here, so it's a little difficult. Let me take this off. It's a little warm in here. It's even warmer up here. This is the original LA Times article. Everybody see that? Did you see that when it ran in 1990? You did see it. No, you didn't see it.
What's the date on it?
That's July 18th, 1990. Elite fraternity widens agenda of black men. This is the original article that came out on the boule that we just casually discussed here at The Good Life, which led to this penetration. Because by the time Brother Oswald gets up and starts decodifying a little of that symbolism, you will see that we have in fact cracked a riddle that has contained our people. Our people have been contained by an organized element of secret people who have used riddles, mysteries, and secret societies to jam us. And what we are doing is we are unlocking or decodifying the mystery, because once decodified and exposed, those who are secret in the light will not be as effective, which must be our goal, since liberation is not theirs. You can't liberate as a Greek. You can't liberate in the name of Greece. So you may, everybody say, well, you know, Steve, is really a black thing. It may be, but you ain't gonna liberate called A Phi A. Now, watch this. Now come the men of Sigma Pi Phi, a once secret black fraternity. That celebrates the professional and material success of black men. Have we had much material success? Well, anyway, you can just see how they spend their time. They have big, every year, they have big picnics, big annual picnics every chapter. We need to find the park. where the new chapter, the